The world sees Mark Consuelos as a confident, charismatic, endlessly composed co-host sitting beside Kelly Ripa every morning. But behind the scenes, away from the cameras, the laughter, and the polished storytelling, Mark is also a deeply devoted husband and father. And recently, he revealed something that caught fans by surprise. A private family decision that he and Kelly had quietly been navigating for months. It wasn't a dramatic announcement. It wasn't part of a publicity plan. It was a moment of pure honesty. And that honesty has sparked a powerful reaction from viewers everywhere. Today, we're taking you inside that emotional revelation. What Mark shared, why it matters, and how this decision reflects the heart of the Ripa-Consuelos family. It happened during a gentle conversation between Kelly and Mark on Live. They were discussing their kids, reflecting on how quickly time passes, when Mark paused, something he rarely does. He glanced down, collected himself, and then spoke in a softer voice than usual. "There's something Kelly and I decided as a family, and we haven't really talked about it publicly." Kelly looked over, surprised but calm, as if she knew exactly what moment was coming. The studio audience leaned in, and even viewers at home could feel the emotion shift. Mark took a breath. "And we decided we're going to step back a little, give our kids more privacy, give them space to grow without us sharing so much." It was a simple statement, yet incredibly powerful. For years, Kelly and Mark have shared glimpses of their family life, stories about their children, funny details from vacations, milestones, challenges, and everyday chaos that fans have loved hearing about. Their openness has humanized them and created a deep connection with the audience. But as their children have grown older, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, Mark felt something change. He explained, "They're adults now. They have their own lives, their own identities, their own boundaries, and we realized we needed to respect that in a new way." It wasn't a dramatic cutoff. It wasn't about hiding. It was about evolving. Mark shared that they've had long conversations as a family, talking, listening, understanding what felt comfortable and what didn't. And through those conversations, a new boundary was born. When Mark revealed this decision, Kelly didn't interrupt. She didn't add to the explanation right away. Instead, she placed her hand gently on his arm, a small, quiet gesture that said everything: support, agreement, partnership. After Mark finished speaking, Kelly added warmly, "We've always tried to protect our kids, but now they deserve to decide how much of themselves they want out there." Her tone wasn't regretful. It was proud, as if the very choice to step back represented growth, wisdom, and deep family connection. Millions of parents watching felt the emotion behind Mark's words, because every parent knows the moment when your child stops being your baby and becomes their own person. Mark wasn't just sharing a decision, he was sharing a shift in his heart, a recognition that his children's journeys now belong to them, not to the public. This is what made fans react so strongly. The vulnerability, the humility, the respect, the love behind the decision. People saw not a celebrity, but a father learning to let go gracefully. Mark revealed that each of his children approached privacy differently. As the oldest, Michael is carving out his own career. Mark shared, "He's figuring out who he is professionally, and he wants to shape that identity without the pressure of being Kelly and Mark's son. And honestly, we get that. We support it." Their daughter Lola has always valued boundaries. Mark explained with a smile, "She's independent, she sets clear lines, and she asks us to respect them. And we do." The youngest, Joaquin, is still navigating his path. Mark said he's still in that transitional stage, finding himself, and privacy is a big part of that for him too. Hearing Mark speak about each child with such tenderness made the audience feel the depth of his love as a father. It showed that this wasn't a sudden rule, it was a decision rooted in understanding and communication. Fans wondered why Mark opened up publicly about such a private topic. He explained, People have been with us for so long. They've watched our kids grow up, and I want them to understand that if we talk a little less about them now, it's not because they're not part of our lives. It's because we're giving them space. This honesty resonated deeply because it wasn't defensive, it wasn't dismissive, it was respectful. Mark and Kelly were simply evolving as parents and choosing to honor their children's independence. Mark's revelation also shed light on something fans have always admired: the quiet strength of Kelly and Mark's parenting. They've always allowed their children to be themselves. They've avoided controlling narratives. They've embraced humor, honesty, and emotional intelligence in their home. Mark described their approach. "We always told our kids, your story belongs to you. If we ever cross that line, tell us. We'll listen." This is the core of their parenting: respect. Respect for individuality. Respect for boundaries. Respect for growth. As Mark finished sharing the details of the decision, he grew emotional, but not in a dramatic way. He paused, looked down, swallowed, and then added, "I love talking about my kids. They're my everything. But part of loving them is knowing when to step back." The honesty in that moment hit viewers straight in the heart. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't stylized. It was raw, fatherly emotion. Social media lit up almost instantly. Viewers praised Mark's openness with comments like, "This is what healthy parenting looks like." Respecting your adult children's boundaries, that's love. Kelly and Mark always handle family matters with such grace. Parents especially related to the moment. Many wrote about their own children's transitions into adulthood and the bittersweet experience of stepping back. Mark's words gave people comfort. They made others feel seen. And they reminded everyone that family evolves, just like love. This wasn't just about privacy. It was about honoring change. As Kelly and Mark step into this new chapter of life, parents to independent adults, they're learning an emotional truth that many people struggle with. Letting go isn't losing. Letting go is loving. This decision reflects trusting that their children can build their own paths, accepting that parenthood changes but the bond remains, believing that their kids deserve autonomy, choosing what's best for the children, not for the public image. Toward the end of the emotional exchange, Kelly added a final thought that brought tears to many viewers' eyes. "I think the best thing we can do as parents is teach our kids to own their voices and then step back and listen." Her words were gentle but powerful. It was a reminder that parenting doesn't end when children grow up. It transforms. And Kelly and Mark are embracing that transformation with dignity. Mark's revelation wasn't a dramatic bombshell. It wasn't gossip. It wasn't controversy. It was something far more meaningful. A window into the heart of a family learning, growing, and supporting one another with quiet strength. Kelly and Mark's decision shows that behind the fame, behind the cameras, behind the polished TV moments, they remain what they've always been: loving, thoughtful, deeply connected parents who want the best for their children. And that truth, it's what makes them so beloved.